Hello, my name is Ali, and welcome to my channel. We are back with Hakuoki Kyoto wins Harada's route. Let's go. My name is Chizuru Yukimura. It's nice to meet you. Yukimura? Her eyes grew wide, as if she were surprised, and she stared intently at me. Your last name is Yukimura? Were you born in the East? Why, yes. I was living in Edo, but I had come to Kyoto for a certain reason. She was acting a little strange, so I tried to speak to her, and she laughed and looked up. Oh, I'm sorry, it's nothing. It was the same last name as my acquaintance. I think Yukimura is a really pretty last name. You think so? Thank you. And it is a pleasure to meet you, Chizuru. You may call me Sen. Miss Sen? Nice to meet you. Oh, goodness. You needn't be so uptight. You look to be about my age, so I see no reason for us not to speak as equals. So just Sen then? Yes, I suppose that will do. We must meet again sometime, Chizuru. Bye. She gave my hand a gentle squeeze, then turned and left, her kimono flapping behind her. Our encounter was over before I'd had a chance to grasp what was even happening, and so I simply stood, stunned, for a moment or two. Saito was eyeing Sen walking off, and eventually he turned to me.
That girl seemed to be rather curious about your last name.
I know, huh? She did say it was the same as her acquaintances. Well, I guess Yukimura isn't an uncommon name, either. It seemed like Saito was concerned with her reaction to my name, and he was deep in thought.
We're running behind our schedule. We should be going now.
Oh, yes. So we continued our rounds, trying to withstand the scorching heat. The heat wave ended up lasting several days. On one such day...
Pardon me, Yukimura. Is the batch of tea I prepared good enough?
Like I've said, I swear every time he shows up, I swear I've changed his voice so many times. It may be better to make them lukewarm. It's still quite hot today, you know?
Ah, I see. You're amazing.
This young man is Kazue Soma. He joined the Shinsengumi just before summer began. He's very serious and respectful. Coincidentally, he had met the Shinsengumi around the time I'd first arrived in Kyoto, and he crossed paths with them during one of their rounds. Shortly after, Kondo had crossed paths with Soma when he visited Choshu with the envoy, and Kondo invited Soma to join the Shinsengumi. Now, he currently works as Kondo's page. I really respect how much effort he puts into his work, and he keeps spirits high.
Then maybe we could water it down?
But if you do that, then the tea's flavor will become lighter.
Oh. Hey, Soma. What are we supposed to do then? Why don't we cool it down with the well water? Oh, that's a good idea. Let's give it a try.
This energetic lad is Risaburo Nomura. He joined the Shinsengumi around the same time as Soma, and because of their closeness in age, Nomura became Kondo's page in training. For him, he was a huge fan of the Shinsengumi, and he joined them because of it. That left me to make sure that I teach them about all of the duties and responsibilities that go into becoming a page, which was harder than I thought. The tea doesn't have to be room temperature, just a little cooler to offset the hot weather. So first, prepare some warm water rather than boiling hot. Then try brewing it. That way, it doesn't dilute the tea's flavor.
Whoa! Wow! Okay, I see. Wow, you sure do know a lot about this stuff. I agree. It's very educational.
Thanks. Well, as for the tea, I'll pour some and take it to them. So you two...
What do you want us to do? We'll do anything. Yes, indeed. Let us know.
All right, guys. You two are going to be doing some sword training with me. What's the matter? You don't want to do it?
No, please train us. Well, as for me, I have some work to do.
Hey, you're a newbie. Don't be shy now.
Nomura, come on now. This training is what will make us greater warriors. Greater warriors? Great warriors. Derp. That's not training. That's pure hazing.
Well, I'll be taking them off your hands for the moment.
Okay. Please take care of them. Soma gulped deeply, and he looked nervous. Nomura, on the other hand, looked ready to cry as Nagakira dragged both of them off to training. I wish the two of them the best of luck. Itchy nose. Here is some parched barley tea, Kondo. Supposedly, it lowers the body's temperature.
Oh, thank you. The tea you pour is always easy to drink. It's perfect, Yukimura.
Thank you. He was deep in thought, arms crossed and stern. Things were bad since Lord Emochi's death. Kondo especially was having a difficult time. Perhaps it was best if I simply left him alone. I turned and had already begun to walk away when he spoke.
Matsumoto is examining Soji right now.
His coughing had grown more violent and more frequent lately, perhaps. What did he say?
He hasn't said anything yet. I hope it's nothing serious. If something happened to Soji, I don't know how I'd be able to face her.
Her?
When we left for Kyoto, Mitsu, his older sister, asked me to look out for her. For him, derp.
Oh, Okita has an older sister?
He does. They lost their parents when they were children, so Mitsu was Soji's parental figure and raised him.
Ah, I see. Okita seems to have been through a lot.
Well, he is an honest man. I'm sure he didn't think he went through a lot. Seriously? To call a twisted man like him honest? I think you would be the only person in all of Japan who'd say that.
Oh, Hijikata.
Oh, Toshi, how are you? Did you want some tea too?
No, I don't need any, but did you hear about the notice board over by Sanjo Ohashi Bridge?
Yes, I've heard. The notice board about the Choshu's crime, right?
Some assholes pulled it out and tossed it into the Kamo.
Of course, I heard about that as well. But I thought that they put the notice board back up the next day.
They did. Same thing happened. I think they're going to ask us to keep an eye on it pretty soon.
It got torn down at night, didn't it? What do you say about using Sanon's Fury Core then?
The Fury Core?
You think it's a bad idea?
They work hard enough, but they tend to get a little excited. Whenever we give them something to do, they end up slaughtering the other side. That's not enough for them, though. They go in and hack the corpses to bits. Most of the time, they're not even recognizable. Maybe they're doing it to try to hide the Shinsengumi's hand, but they're going too far. We're not just a pack of murderers. I told them to knock it off, but they won't listen. They just want to play with their corpses. They keep this up, and we're no better than those night cutters.
I felt a shiver snake down my spine as he spoke. Even after a year, I remembered with terrifying clarity that I'd seen when I first arrived in Kyoto, the Furies. They behaved as if possessed by evil spirits, their swords mercilessly hacking away at dead men. It hadn't been hatred or fear that drove them, but some sort of twisted amusement. I didn't think I'd ever forget the half-mad smiles each had worn.
I've got a few other ideas.
Good. I'll leave the details to you then, Toshi. Ah, yes. Have you heard about Lord Yoshinobu Hito Tsubashi? I guess that's how you say it. The old guardian of the shogun?
Yeah, what about him? I've heard a couple of people say that he's like Ieyasu reborn. I don't know about that, but I do hear he's pretty sharp.
Before long, they'd started to discuss politics I didn't understand, and I politely excused myself. I thought back on what Hijikata had said. It was true Sanan had been acting strange, and the Fury Corps had been getting more and more violent. There was a lot on my mind, but what worried me the most was... what are we supposed to do? The notice board. The notice board. Just as Hijikata predicted, a few days later, the order came down for the Shinsengumi to guard the notice board. All divisions, not on regular patrol rounds, were directed to take turns on guard duty. The first day was quiet, and the men on duty spent most of it simply standing around.
Oh, man, I'm sleepy.
Hey, you're becoming a real schlub.
Schlub. That is a weird word. You need to sharpen up, man.
Oh, come on, give me a break. Pulling an all-nighter at Shimabara is one thing, but standing guard for a damn board all night really sucks it out of me. Man, I hope something happens today. So, who's in charge tonight? Ah, it's your division, right, Sano?
Sure is. I'll discharge my duty with honor and enthusiasm.
Just then...
My nose is icky right now.
Oh, hello, Ito. Hello to you too, Miki.
Ah, why hello, you three. Oh, pardon me. Were you in the middle of using this room for something?
Ito and Miki entered the room, followed by a bunch of warriors from the Ito faction.
That sounds funny, Ito faction. The Ito gang, no. What's the deal with all the men behind you? Are you up to something here?
Oh, me? Well, I was planning to have a debate session with my comrades, the topic being the new subject of the new debate. Would all of you like to join us as well?
You sure are a snide one, bro. There's no way in hell these guys would have read the 4 books and 5 classics, let alone be able to participate in any kind of debate.
Oh my, what could have possibly gotten into you, little brother? Please excuse him, my dears. I apologize. Darlings, seems like this room is already in use, so let's find another place for us to flock.
He's just annoying.
Ito and his men went back out into the hallway and disappeared. As soon as they were out of sight, Nagakira's face warped.
Boy, up to his usual pain-in-the-ass antics, huh?
I know. He's gathering men and having secret meetings. Who knows what goes on during those meetings? I still don't get why Kondo and Heisuke brought him here.
It wasn't just Nagakira and Harada who didn't seem to like Ito much. I'd heard plenty of the other captains and even some of the soldiers talking about him in less than glowing terms. I agree. He is an a-hole. There was no way Ito himself hadn't picked up on it, but he seemed to have larger concerns than his reputation, and had devoted his efforts to increasing the power base within the Shinsengumi. Oh, hello, Takeda. I believe Ito and his men were here a moment ago? Yes, they were just here. They went off to another room to have some discussion or something.
What? Another room?
Ugh. I told him to notify me when they have the next meeting.
I wonder if they're doing it this on purpose, so I wouldn't join.
Takeda muttered to himself, and he went out of the common room.
What was that all about?
I bet you anything he wanted to be Ito's lackey, but Ito isn't giving him the time of day. Seems like Takeda doesn't really have much of a place for himself here as of late.
After Harada said that, he suddenly got up.
Well, guess it's time. I'm off.
Oh,
What? You want to tag along? Probably not a good idea, kid. Those demons are still after you, right? I can't take you out on the streets at night.
Oh, I suppose you're right. All this sitting around all day started to make me chafe. I wanted to help somehow, but Harada was right. If I went with him, I'd just end up getting in the way. Well, Please be careful, okay, Harada?
Sure thing. Thanks.
That night, they struck, or tried to. 8 men from the Tosa domain challenged Harada and his division by trying to tear down the notice board. The fighting was furious but short. Harada managed to capture some of the perpetrators, although some of his captives later managed to escape. Harada and his division were honored by the Aizu domain for their service to the shogunate and were given a reward. When he was asked how the captured men had managed to escape, he simply replied, "It was too dark to get a good look," and said no more. Several days had passed. I accompanied the captains to a meal at Sumi.
Well, I'll be damned. You really did it, Sano. And to think you want to use that reward money to treat us all to some good food. Well,
if you're going to suck up, you might at least try to mention how he actually got that reward.
I'll get to it. I'm just so touched that he's gonna pay the bill. I think I might cry. Tonight's on Sano, guys. Drink as much as you want. Forget your problems.
Hey, don't go nuts, all right?
I'm going to let you guys go here. I hope you are enjoying, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!